Hello everyone, welcome to the WWE Draft. This is the WWE Draft, obviously, like I said, and I do have to go back to shows. I did get rid of the NXT, so let's start the draft. The first pick of the draft, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns was a pretty obvious pick. I mean, he's still the best of the best. Well, that's up to opinion, but you at least have him in the top 5 right now of the best in WWE. And going to SmackDown with their first pick, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, he's gonna be a great character. And now, next match, it's gonna be John Cena. He is the next pick. He's going to Monday Night Raw. I think the reason he fell to the third pick instead of the second pick was because they didn't know if he was actually gonna wrestle as much. I mean, he's still really good, but you know, the next pick, Edge. And now, I haven't said how the draft works, so here's how the draft works. Both shows will pick 2 men, so the first 4 picks will be men, and then we will have 2 women's picks, and then 2 tag team picks. So next up is woman, and the next woman is Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is going to Raw. And the second woman picked, Bayley. She is going to SmackDown. Does this say? No, it doesn't. Okay. Now next is tag teams, and the next tag team is The New Day. Oh, I'm sorry, he's not in a tag team anymore. That's right, Big E is no longer a part of the tag team. So, Kofi and Xavier are going to Raw. And now, probably a bigger shocker than you think. They fell to the second pick. It's still a good pick, but RK Bro, they've been arguably the best tag team for a year, and they fell to the second pick. I mean, I don't know what Raw was thinking, taking the New Day ahead of them. But you gotta be happy if you're SmackDown to get that team. Oh, that's right. He goes by Riddle now. So Matt Riddle, also on SmackDown. Next, here we go. So, the next pick of the draft is Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is the next pick of the draft. He's going to Raw. Now, the next pick, AJ Styles. He's going to SmackDown. AJ Styles has been selected. Next, going to Raw, Rey Mysterio. Now, the next pick in the WWE draft, Bobby Lashley. I mean, he's been WWE champion before. He was the United States champion until the draft. So, next up, woman, next pick. I mean, Charlotte. And SmackDown. We'll take Asuka. So now, so for this round, we're going to skip tag teams just because there's not a lot of tag teams. So we're going to get the next man, Braun Strowman. He is going to Monday Night Raw. Then, Finn Balor is going to SmackDown. The next pick, he is eligible for the draft. The Undertaker. The Undertaker is going to Raw. And before we go back to women, one more pick. It is Shinsuke Nakamura. King Nakamura is going to SmackDown. And now, next up, woman. It is Sasha Banks. A lot of questions around Sasha Banks. Is she as good as she used to be? But we have an up-and-comer going to be picked next. Bianca Belair. Her falling down this far is also a bit of a surprise. But now we're on to tag teams. Next tag team is the Usos. Jimmy and Jay Uso. And going to I did not mean to put him on SmackDown. Next, going to SmackDown is The Miz and John Morrison. They are going to SmackDown. And they're going against, they're going to be on the same show as their rivals, RK Bro. So, going to be interesting here. Miz and Morrison going to to SmackDown Live. Next up, man, it is Kevin Owens. He's going to Monday Night Raw. The next pick, Goldberg. Goldberg is going to SmackDown. Next, his name is Samoa Joe. And then, the next pick, Sheamus. And next, now we gotta go to woman. Alexa Bliss. And next pick, it might be a bit of a surprise that she's gone this high, but Natalya. Natalya is the next pick. And now tag teams. Going to Monday Night Raw. Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa. Going to Monday Night Raw. And now, the first women's tag team pick could be the only one. But it is Rhea Ripley and Nikki. Even if they are never used as a tag team, you get two really good women in your women's division. I mean, that's pretty big. And Nikki ASH. No. Yes. Going to SmackDown. Okay. Next pick. Damian Priest. And the next pick, Cesaro. He's going to SmackDown Live. Next pick of the draft, Karrion Kross. Will he be as good as he was on NXT on the major roster? We'll find out. And Kane going to SmackDown. Next is woman, and the next woman up, Shayna Baszler. Going to Monday Night Raw. And next pick, Nia Jax tag team getting separated. And now, on to tag teams again. Next up, the Street Profits. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins going to Monday Night Raw. Next tag team, Tyler Bate and Trent Seven. Going to SmackDown. Next pick, Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano was really good at NXT. Will he be as good on the main roster? Next pick, Dolph Ziggler. Robert Roode is not on here. He is going to SmackDown. Next pick, Ricochet. Ricochet going to Raw. And to keep the tag team together, it is Robert Roode. They will both be on the same show. Will they be used as a tag team as much, knowing they were drafted separately? Probably not. So now, next is woman, and the next woman to go, Io Shirai. And now, Shotzi. Shotzi will be the next woman off the board. Oh. She is already on SmackDown, so I guess So she's already on the show, but that is their official pick. I'm gonna count that. I guess, there you go. Next is tag teams, and it is the Viking Raiders. Ivar and Eric. The next tag team going off the board, Breezango, Fandango, and Tyler Breeze. So going off script or whatever, I will be controlling most of the matches. There will be some matches I'm like, I just want to see who wins it because I can't decide. But most of the matches I will be playing and I will be controlling who wins. I will not always be the person who wins. I will say that. But anyway, back to this. So, Breezango next pick. Next up, Pete Dunne is off the board. Pete Dunne is going to Monday Night Raw. Next pick is Basket is Glory, because it's Keith Lee. He's going to SmackDown Live. His next opponent, the next pick, keep getting my ideas mixed up, is Happy Corbin. Happy Corbin going to Monday Night Raw. And Kyle O'Reilly. I think this was kind of a steal. I think he's going to be really good. I think he could be a future champion. I don't mean WWE champion. It could be Intercontinental United States. There's a lot of things he could be. But let's go. Now, let's get the next our woman. It is Lacey Evans. How was who was it that was picked ahead of her? It was Shotzi. How was Shotzi picked up over Lacey Evans? That's a huge pick. And Kaylee Ray. That's a big pick right there. Kaylee Ray, the NXT UK Women's Championship. She could be really good. Next is tag teams, and the next pick, Lucha House Party. They're going to Raw. Go. And Lince Dorado. Good pick right there. Next up, the Iconics. Billy Kay, already on SmackDown, and Peyton Royce is kind of for earlier when they didn't get Shotzi, so they get the tag team together. Next up, men, Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews going to Monday Night Raw. Next up, Austin Theory. He's going to SmackDown Live. Then Santos Escobar. Santos Escobar will be the next pick. Going to Monday Night Raw. And then Shelton Benjamin going to SmackDown. And now another woman. Next, Ember Moon. Then Toni Storm going to SmackDown. Now here we go. Next pick. Oh, that's right. We're out of tag teams. There's no more tag teams left. It's been a while, I think, anyway. But, yeah. Next pick. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn going to Monday Night Raw. It's a conspiracy. Why was he picked so late? Next up. MVP. Next pick, Isaiah Swerve Scott. Going to Monday Night Raw. And next up, going to SmackDown, Fabian Aichner. I don't know how to pronounce that, to be honest. Now, woman up next. Next up is Naomi. Naomi going to Raw. And then Mandy Rose going to SmackDown Live. And now, back to men. And there's not a lot of women left. So anyway, Lana has been picked for Raw ahead of time, but we're going back to what we're supposed to do. Next pick, Roderick Strong. Next pick, Dexter Lumis. He's going to SmackDown. Next up, Mansoor. Going to Monday Night Raw. And Angel Garza. Going to SmackDown Live. So Lana was picked, obviously. So SmackDown gets another pick. I don't know why Raw felt like they had to pick Lana ahead of time, but Mia Yim. I think Mia Yim is way better than Lana, but, you know, game. Okay. Now we gotta go next. So, we've come into an issue of superstars here. So 3 men will be taken. And one of the men, the last man to be picked out of this, will be on both shows. So being secure to Monday Night Raw, Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal will be Raw exclusive there. And going to be SmackDown exclusive is Cameron Grimes. Next pick, Marshall Barthel. He is going to be both SmackDown and Raw. So with that settled. Next pick for woman, Carmella. Carmella going to Raw and going to SmackDown. Tegan Knox. Next pick in the draft, Mustafa Ali. Next up, Murphy. He's the next pick going to SmackDown. Then it is Otis. Otis going to Monday Night Raw. And then it's T-Bar. Back to woman now after this pick. And now it is Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan going to Monday Night Raw. And then after that, Dakota Kai. Okay, this is it. Final 4 men and final 2 women. Next up, Elias. Elias going to Raw. Then, Tucker. Next up, Cedric Alexander. No, I put that wrong. He actually belongs on Raw. Then it is Akira Tozawa going to SmackDown. That's it for the men, and now the final 2 women in draft. First, Candice LeRae. You might be shocked she was picked this late. I am too. Again, Lana picked ahead of her. Like, come on. In the final pick of the draft, and the last, and gotta be the most disappointed, Dana Brooke. So those are the shows. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you